Hello, welcome to I25. My name is Levi Estrada, and today I will be your teacher. How are you?
Good.
Great, thank you. And you?
I am fine, thank you very much. So let's start with today's class. And today's class is class number 39, names jobs. So, well, let's start and get into today's topics. Grammar 1, prepositions of place and movement. And here we have a list of some of the most common prepositions of place. Clarissa, are you acquainted with the prepositions of place?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I know that we have studied some of these. For example, in, on, next to, under, in front of, behind, and maybe some others like between two. But today we're going to review these and then try to understand them a little bit better. So let's begin by trying to make an example of something that is in. So I'm going to ask you, Clarissa, to tell me yes, something that is in your house.
The books are in the shelf.
Okay, good example. And it works the same with inside your house. It's actually the same. Okay, let's continue. Now, Charlie, can you tell me something that is, let's say, on the table?
Okay, no, my book is on the table.
Very good.
My book is on the shelf.
Okay, or on the shelf. Now, as you can see, we also have on top of. On top of is very similar to on. It also refers to something that is like on, encima de, on top of. And we can say the same example, right? That the book is on top of the table. That is a correct example too. Okay, now, Clarissa, please tell me something that is next to you right now.
The table is next to me.
Okay, perfect. The table is next to you. Right, now, something that is under, let's say, under you, Charlie.
How do you say cojín?
Cushion.
Cushion?
Or pillow.
Oh, well, there's a pillow under me.
Okay, very good. Well, let's continue now. We have in front of. This is also something that we have studied before, in front of. So, Clarissa, please tell me something that is in front of you.
I'm in front of the computer.
Okay, you are in front of the computer, right? That's correct. Now, what about behind? Charlie, do you remember what is behind?
Yes, atrás.
Exactly.
So
Atrás.
there's
what is behind you?
a white wall. White wall is behind me.
Okay, a white wall, that's right. Now, opposite. Opposite, do you know the meaning of this, Clarissa?
Yes, like just in front of, but yes, in opposite directions.
Exactly. Like opposite, in the opposite side of something. Yes. So it's like opuesto a, we could say in Spanish. Let's say that if I'm sitting in this part of the room and I say that my mother is in the opposite side, she would be like in this part of the room, right? So let's so tell me something that is opposite to you right now.
The wall is opposite of me.
Okay, that's right. Now we have the next one, at. At relates to something that is like close, but sometimes in. It works with different circumstances, like at school, at work, and many others. We're not really going to stop this one because right now it's not the moment to study this one specifically, but we will do that later. So let's continue with between. Charlie, do you remember the meaning of between?
Yes, en medio.
Exactly. So what is between you and, let's say, the computer?
Nothing, but I could say there's a phone between me and my computer.
Okay, okay, that's possible too. Right, so outside, next one, outside. Clarissa, do you know the meaning of this word?
Yes, afuera.
Exactly, so what is outside, let's say, your room?
The kitchen, it's outside my room.
Okay, that's a good one, very good. Next one, in the corner, in the corner. So I'm going to ask you, Charlie, is there something in the corner of your room?
Yeah, there's a switch in the corner of the room.
Okay, a switch. Okay, that's good. So in the corner, we know that is in la esquina, okay, in the corner. Now, let's continue with in the middle. Now, this is interesting because it's very similar to between, but in the middle can be in the middle of a room, in the middle of like many things or people or different stuff. So, Clarissa, can you think of anything that is in the middle of some place?
I'm in the middle of the room.
Okay, you are in the middle of the room. Right, okay, perfect. Then we continue with the next one. On the left, do you have anything on your left, Charlie?
No, I don't. But there's a door on my left. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay, on the left, very good. And on the right, Clarissa, do you have anything on your right?
There is a wardrobe on my right.
Okay, a wardrobe, very good. I want to stop for a moment here and make a short parenthesis. Uh, are you confused sometimes with left and right?
Yes.
So
But
I
it
know that
happened to
Sometimes.
me.
I know
Like
that it's
in Spanish
confusing.
also.
Yeah, I know that it's confusing sometimes, but in English is a bit simple. I'm gonna show you a little trick. So what you have to do is that you have to do this with your hands, okay, like this, and you have to look to your hands. And with the hand that you make an L, okay, of course I'm looking from this perspective, so it's different. For me, this hand makes an L. So I know that the hand that makes it at the L is my left, right? And the other one is not, so it's the right. So that's a simple way to know which one is left. And we
That's
know that,
so interesting.
yeah, L,
Yes,
L,
a good
left
trick.
is one left. Yeah, it's a good one. So, well, let's continue now. At the top, do we understand at the top, Charlie?
Yes, there are metal stairs at the top of me.
Okay, at the top, yeah, can work. It's not really like where you are at the top. It's more like if we have a I don't know, something like a wardrobe, we could say that my pants are at the top, hasta la parte de arriba.
Okay.
Okay, it's more like that. And at the bottom is the opposite. It's like we have the same wardrobe or dresser or closet. And if we say at the bottom, it's like in the part that is at the bottom. Hasta abajo, I can say at the bottom of my closet, I keep my money or something.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue. We use the prepositions of place to describe where people and things are. Well, that's what I said, lo que dije. That's the usage. And we use the prepositions of place to describe where people and things are the same, actually. Look at the example. So it's like, that's what we use the prepositions of place for. And I know that you know them. So it's a good review because we have studied that before. Now we have some prepositions of movement. In this slide specifically, we only have these three. Solo tenemos estas tres because these are prepositions of place, these are prepositions of time, and we have some prepositions of movement. But we're not going to stop too much on this because there is another lesson for prepositions of movement. So let's continue. And the next topic of today is Grammar 2, present perfect simple. So this is completely different from what we were doing before. And well, let's start with the present perfect simple. Okay, have you studied this before?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
very good. So, well, maybe it's going to be a review. So I'm going to start by talking about what or why we use the present perfect. We use a present perfect simple to talk about an action that happened sometime in the past or an action that started in the past and is still true. Okay, the second one, yeah, that too. So basically, we use a present perfect to talk about an action in the past, but unlike the past simple, sorry, in which we usually can say when something happened. With the present perfect, the when is not really relevant. So we can say, and I always teach this structure by thinking on the game or thinking about the game Never Have I Ever. Have you ever played that game?
Yes, I have.
Okay, what about you, Charlie?
Yes.
Okay, so well, the Never Have I Ever is a game that in Spanish we know it as Yo Nunca Nunca, I think. So this game actually is like the present perfect use, right? Because when we say never have I ever, for example, drank a full bottle of alcohol, right? So we are saying something that we did in the past or that we didn't do in the past, but it doesn't matter when, okay? And I can say, oh no, I have never drunk a full bottle of alcohol. I can say, yes, I have drunk a full bottle of alcohol. And there we're using the present perfect, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here we have the structure. So let's look at the structure for a moment. Well, we have the subject, I, you, we, they, any of the subjects, or he, she, it. And then we use have, and then the verb in past participle. Remember, the past participle is formed exactly as the past simple, but with the irregulars is different, okay? Different than the past simple. So we have this one. I have bought a restaurant. He has bought a restaurant. Of course, with he, she, and it, we use has and not have. Then in negative, well, we put the not into the have, and it's haven't. So you haven't bought a restaurant, or he, she, or it hasn't bought a restaurant. And then the question, have I, you, we, they bought a restaurant? Has he, she, it bought a restaurant? And the answers, the short answers are yes, I have, or yes, you have, blah, blah, blah. Yes, she or it or he has, or no, I haven't. To make the regular verbs into past participle, as I told you, is the same as the past. So love, the past simple is loved, or well, the past form of the verb is loved, and the past participle is also loved. From laugh is laughed and laughed. Enjoy, enjoyed, enjoyed, etc., etc., etc. Do you know the past participles?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Okay, and well, we have many irregulars in the past participle. Like for example, buy, the past participle is bought, and of found, of find is found, of see is seen, and from take is taken. Do you know the past simple of take, Clarissa?
Took.
Took, exactly. So it's take, took, and the past participle is taken. If you have any questions, you can always study the irregulars of the verbs, right? And if it's a regular, it's very simple. We only have to add the ed. But if it's an irregular verb, then we have to study those tables of irregulars. And then I'm going to read this last part. We always use the auxiliary has or have for affirmative and questions, and the negative form haven't or hasn't. Other rules are using the present perfect simple. We often do not say when the action happened. We use sometimes for and since to show the starting point of a present situation. Okay, this part is important now to pay attention for now because we are about to look into that. So this is what I was saying, for and since. Do you know the meaning of these words?
Yes.
Since and for, yes.
Okay, so we're going to start doing some examples with for and since. Okay, and so let's start with the first question. Clarissa, where do you live?
I live in Argentina.
Okay, you live in Argentina, and for how long have you lived in Argentina?
Since I was born.
Okay, since I was 4. So if you answer with a complete sentence, you would say, I have lived in Argentina since I was 4. That is correct use of since. Now you, Charlie, for how long have you lived in Mexico?
Okay, I have lived in Mexico since I was born.
Since I was born, very good. Okay, so just to make it clear, since is like in Spanish we say desde, and we use it to talk about a previous point in time. With since we refer to a specific point in the past. The specific, not really, but yeah, it's kind of specific. So we can say like a year, like a moment, what you said, since I was born, right? That was a moment. Or maybe you can say since the war, okay, a war, if there was a war in the situation. So you always talk about in a specific moment. And we use for a period of time, okay? So it says began in the past and continues into the present. Well, it also talks about the fact that it continues to happen. But in general, it's for a period. So we usually use for with months, with years, days, and many other time expressions. So let's continue with the questions. So Clarissa, are you single or married or not single?
I'm single.
Okay. For how long have you been single? That is my question.
Since I was born, I'm not married. I don't know.
Well, okay. Yeah. But if you have a boyfriend, then you're not gonna
Oh,
say that.
yeah, but yes, but I think single it's like, oh, yes, for about 6 months.
All right. So 6 months. If you wanted to say the same thing, like I have been single for 6 months, but using since, how would you say that?
Oh, I've been single since my breakup.
Okay, that's possible because that is in a specific moment in the past. You can also say, for example, 6 months from now are, no, 6 months from now, right now we are in April, so that means you broke up in October, November?
Yes.
Okay, so you can say, I have been single since November. Sorry, that's not a really good topic, right? Sorry, my bad. Okay, Charlie, are you in a relationship or are you single?
I'm in a relationship.
Okay, for how long have you been in a relationship?
Okay, I've been in a relationship for a year and 5 months now.
Okay, that's really boring, but yeah. Okay, so that's a great example. I have been in a relationship for 1 year and 5 months, right? So how would you change that sentence? Say the same thing, but using since.
Okay, I've been in a relationship since October 2017.
Okay, October 2017. So that's a great example. Okay, I want to ask you now, are there any questions regarding today's topics?
No,
Yeah.
No? Is everything clear?
Yes.
clear.
Okay, so I think that's the end of the class of today. I was really excited to be your teacher. Again, my name is Levi Estrada, and I thank you in the name of I25. That's it. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.